Good morning, everyone. I wanted to do another little yoga video with you all and talk about just really working on our spine. You may see my friend Emma is here with me. So she may just stay there the whole time or she might get up and leave. But either way, hope you're all well. And this today, what we're going to talk about is really how to loosen up our spine a little bit and help our spine. So you may want to press pause and go get a blanket or a towel. And if you have a block, that would be great. If you don't, a book will work fine too. And you might not need it. It's just fun to have them. So I'm going to start off actually sitting on my blanket because that lifts my hips up a little higher. And then it's just a little bit balanced above my hips, above the floor, so that my knees kind of point down a little bit, which is more optimal for better posture. So what I'm doing is sitting with my back straight and my neck with my chin pulled back. So it looks like I have a double chin a little bit here, and I'm trying to push the crown of my head towards my ceiling a little bit. So it kind of looks like I'm leaning forward a little, but not too much. Good. All right. Now, first thing I'm going to do is release my neck. And so I've had a very sore neck right on this side of it. So this actually helps a lot. So first thing I'm going to do is turn my head to the left and just look over my left shoulder. The right shoulder might want to tip up a little bit. Really push it down a little so then you can feel it. And then I'm going to nod at my left shoulder. And here comes Emma. And now I will come back to center. And I'll do the same thing, look over my right shoulder. It's not as easy for me to look as far over my right shoulder because I feel a little pain, so I'm going only as far as it doesn't hurt too bad. And then I'm going to nod again. And if it feels really good, I'm just going to leave it kind of bent down, which actually it does feel really good, to stretch out that part of my neck. And lift back up, come back to center. And now I'm going to take my left ear and tip it over to my left shoulder. This time, I'm really going to make sure this shoulder stays even. And I'll take my left hand and just put it on my head. This is one of those times I really want to make sure I'm not pulling too hard. It's just a little bit of traction to help pull it down a little bit and stretch this side. Now, with your right arm, you may want to move it around and you'll feel it stretch your neck in a different way. It might feel good, might not, and you may find the spot that feels the best. Keep breathing in and out. One more time in. As you exhale, release your hand and then release your neck. Good. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale and exhale your ear to meet your shoulder, however far it goes. You'll notice this side doesn't go as far as this side does. So I'm really pushing my shoulder down and placing my hand on my head. Then we keep breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. And as we exhale, back forward. Good. We'll do some shoulder rolls. Up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. And just some look to the lefts and look to the rights to give ourselves a little bit of flexibility. From here, you're going to inhale your arms up and then take your right arm down to your mat or down to the floor and tip over towards it. Some of you may be able to put your elbow all the way down on the ground, and some of you may not. That's fine. You can be up as high as you want and just tilt, tilt, tilt until it feels good. And actually, as you breathe, you might be able to go deeper. You can see that I have twisted my head, so I'm looking up at my ceiling. If that's too much, you can also release it and let it dangle, so you don't even have any sort of stress happening with it. And keep breathing. Inhale up. Hands meet. I'm going to keep my shoulders down. Instead of squishing them up, I'm going to keep them down and do the same thing on the other side. You may notice this side is less flexible than the other side, or more flexible. And as we try to open up our chest to the ceiling, you may notice just a different sensation on this side than was on the other side, and that's perfectly normal. We are not the same on both sides. Keep breathing in and out. Inhale back up. And back to center. Good work. All right. So if any of you felt how that felt like it was loosening you up a little bit, that's great. We're going to remove the blanket from below, and this is where we can do some cat-cows. So it's good to keep your knees right underneath your hips and your belly firm and your hands right underneath your shoulders. If this hurts your wrists, you can also push up onto your fists. And your feet, it's okay if they're flat or if they're up on the toes. Really doesn't matter, whichever one is more comfortable for you. So as you inhale, you can breathe in and look like a cow. Moo. If you want to moo, that's fine. And then breathe out and arch your back. Breathe in and breathe out. When we're in neutral spine, I want you to think about if you feel like you need to move your side bodies, this is a great time to actually look back at your foot, and you'll make a little C shape with your body. You'll feel a stretch in your spine. You'll feel a stretch on your side. That's also a really great move to help making your spine a little more flexible. We become very inflexible with all of our sitting postures. So this is just help loosen us up. Keep going with your cats and cows and looking back at your feet if you feel like it. Good. Coming back to neutral spine. I like to roll out my heels as well as they get kind of stiff. It feels really good. And from here, bring your hands in closer to your knees. And you're going to take your hands and put them top side down onto your mat. Onto the floor. Top side down. And you can sit back on your knees and do this too if you want. This is to help stretch out your wrists, as they're often the other way. So from here, try to make a fist with your hands. You will notice it's very awkward and that one hand will feel different than the other. Generally, your dominant hand, it is not able to do as much flexibility as your non-dominant hand. You are likely to feel a stretch in your forearm, and just keep breathing through it. If you want a little deeper stretch, you can go up on your knees and then push your hands in a little closer and try to straighten your elbows. I can't straighten my elbow on my left arm, but I can, or my right arm, but I can on my left arm. That's just because of how much I use my right arm, I think. All right. And then now, place your hands the other direction, just to do the opposite release. And kind of give yourself some flexibility with your hands. Good. And we can sit and roll them out. You can clasp them and just sort of make figure eights with your hands. And then you can make figure eights the other direction. It just helps loosen that up a little bit. Good. So from here, we're going to stand up on our mat, on our knees, and still work on our side body. So from here, you may, if your knees feel uncomfortable, you may want to sit a blanket underneath your knees. So then you'll have, or a towel, so then your knees will feel a little less pressure. Okay, so take your right leg. I'm actually going to scoot over because I'm too long for my mat, so this is easier for me. I'm going to take my right leg and put it out as far as I can. Good. Then I'll take my arms up and raise my shoulders and then put them back down my back. And then take my right arm down my leg and see if I can bend. Not too far. It does not need to hurt. While I'm doing this, I'm going to keep my toes down, but I can also move my leg like that. It depends on whatever you need. This always feels a little better for me to do it like this. Keep your belly firm and try to look up at the ceiling. Inhale back up. Put your left arm down on the ground and do the opposite stretch. Keep breathing. Then come back up. And we will do the same thing on the other side. So I will move over again. My left leg out. And I'm not tightening my knee too much. It's not as tight as it goes. I'm actually keeping it a little bit loose. Arms up. Once again, shoulders down my back. Left arm down my leg. And then I bend over and look up at my ceiling. Keep breathing in and out. With your belly firm. Inhale back up. And exhale, right hand down. And opposite side. Inhale back up. And knees back in the middle. Good. All right. So I'm going to do one more move with you all. And this one you can do in a few different ways. You can have your leg out straight and put your left leg out straight and your right leg across it like this. Or you can have your left leg bent in. Either one is fine. You'll get the same results. Just depends on what your body needs. So you breathe in, both your arms up. If you want your right leg over your left knee, and then take your right arm around, or your left arm around your knee, excuse me, and then your right arm back behind you. And then turn, inhale and lengthen your spine, and then exhale your neck and your chin back to look over your shoulder. Keep breathing in and out. And keep your belly firm. Inhale, arms back up. And we'll do the opposite. So your right arm around your right knee. And look back over your left shoulder. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So, right leg out, left leg over. And you can also bend your right leg if you like. Inhale up. This time your right arm is going to go over your left knee, and then your left arm behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn and look over your shoulder. Once again, nothing should hurt. You will feel a stretch, and that's good, but definitely it should not hurt. One more breath in. As you exhale, come back to center and wrap your left arm around your left knee and straighten your spine and twist to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Good. Thank you all for tuning in today and for practicing with me. If you have any questions, I'm always here to talk with you more. I appreciate all your time and your support. Have a good day. Thank you.